Greetings and salutations, folks, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where we still have a few more quests to clean up within Gridania before we can really start moving out to the central and northern shrouds, let alone worry about the eastern shroud. Like this one right here, which teaches you how to do emotes. Is it really necessary? Probably not. But I feel it develops the world of Final Fantasy XIV. I know all about adventures. You'll do anything for a reward, won't you? Well then, I want you to make Annalie laugh. She's no good with strangers, so first you should introduce yourself politely with a bow. Why, hello. How are you? I shall bow. If I could spell bow correctly. Hi. I don't think that worked. Come on, we need some advice here. Aw, jeez. We're not going to make her laugh at this rate. That seemed to work, but she still looks sad. Try sharing the joy in your heart with her. That'll prove how nice you are. Excuse me. This is how nice I am. You're odd. Yeah, I would imagine, if you walked up to people and you just emoted at them, that would definitely come across as odd. I think she's starting to like you. Good. Now that you've broken the ice, I bet that if you surprise her and just start dancing, she'll laugh her head off. Oh yeah, look at those sweet moves. Also, that's way better than I can do, so who am I to judge? You're a really good dancer, miss. That looked fun. Maybe I should try it sometime. Thank you, you're pretty good at this. Annalie lost her father 5 years ago during all the fighting. She hasn't laughed much since then. So I wanted to, we're all worried, but a lot of the younglings have been following me around lately, and you wouldn't understand. Anyway, thanks for your help. It's interesting how this game also kind of tries to emphasize the horrors of war, or the horrors of the loss of the calamity. Like, I believe later on you'll be able to see a group of wayward adventurers as they're about to leave for a quest. And then you'll see that same group again, except they're going to be down a person, because one of their party had actually died. And then later on, you'll see them split up, and bitter, resenting what had happened. And Adele. Adele? Idel? What can I do for you? Oh yeah, somebody forgot to bring an object to work. World of Warcraft has a quest just like this in Stormwind, where there's some kid who's supposed to work in a tailor shop, but he left his sewing kit at home, and he's like, oh man, it's too bad I can't get any work done. Ah, an adventurer, precisely what we needed. Not a moment ago we dispatched our newest recruit, Artur, to inspect Miketo's amphitheater. Regrettably, the young Hyur has more spirit than sense, and he charged it off without his tools. Suffice to say, suffice or suffice? I think it's suffice. To say, he won't be getting any work done. Would you be so kind as to deliver them to him? Wonderful! I didn't actually agree with you. Seek out the Lohlek in the Acorn Orchard behind the atrium. He should have Artur's tools. Now here's the thing, doesn't that show something about Artur as an individual? The fact that he would go all the way over there, which isn't that far at all, for the purposes of doing work, leaving his tools behind. And hold on one second on this thought. Idel sent you? Give me a moment. Here they are, still fresh and unused as the day he got them. Doubt he's even realized he left the bloody things behind. First day and he forgets his tools. Daft sod needs a kick up the... Okay, I've got in defense of Artur here, this is his first day. Of course his tools haven't been used. He hasn't even started working. Like, what do you expect? Him to, like, pre-use his tools prior to his first day on the job? That's not how employment works. You get... especially if you didn't do this before in your life. But considering how far I actually have it to travel to bring these tools to this guy, that I think is the thing that signifies our tour as being fairly lazy. What? I'm terribly busy right now and would thank you not to bother me. I'm a carpenter of the prestigious Oak Atrium, and I have repairs to... A sturdy box filled with a set of pristine carpentry tools. Where did I put my... Oh, gods, I take it you're from the guilds too, then. What's that? Adele sent you? With my tools? Yes, I was actually just about to go and, This is so embarrassing, my apologies. It's just, I've been so focused on the task at hand, doing absolutely no work because I didn't have my tools, but I was focused. You know, it's a miracle this amphitheater even survived the calamity. It was the Carpenters Guild that saved it, moving it piece by piece and rebuilding it. When I saw that what they had done for Gridania, I knew what I wanted to be, but gods, when they told me my first task was to come here. Anyway, thank you for bringing me my tools. You're new to the Oak Atrium too, right? Well, let's work hard for the good of the guild, eh? Oh, and may the elementals watch over you and keep you safe. So he wasn't lazy, he was just, I don't know what that spell was. Overpowered by the, his own personal view of the job at hand. Like, he looked at the employment as a repairman of the amphitheater as something grand that he was not deserving. I'm not sure what that ability is that people are seemingly casting. And what has the Archery Guild to offer me? Miss Fumabas? Hail, adventurer, might you have a moment? Oh, sorry, skip that. Why would I not? So basically she's asking me to go to the markets and speak to the marketer there. Why would I not simply go and speak with her myself? Well, I'm sure you've observed. Gridanians have a tendency to be rather, in person they can be, well, a little on the prickly side. The matter is not urgent. Simply hand over the missive the next time you find yourself in the markets, please, as a favor from one adventurer to another. And that emphasizes the previous statement of the disparity between the native inhabitants of Gridania and the newfound adventurers that have been making a home within this place. The idea that the adventurers are not to be trusted. They don't have Gridania's history and culture in mind. But at the same time, there is such a need for adventurers because, heck, you just step outside of Gridania and there are monsters everywhere. Squirrels, even. Dangerous squirrels. Greetings, madame. Might you be looking to secure the services of a retainer? A message entrusted to you at the Archers Guild by an adventurer calling herself Mabas. Is definitely the pronunciation of her name. What's this? A message from Mabas, you say? Whatever could it be? Let me see now. Oh, she wants to know about the availability stock of potions at the market. Hardly a matter that warrants a letter, much less the hiring of a courier. Why could she not ask the question in person? I sense that adventurers from beyond our borders find Gridanians somewhat difficult to deal with. Are we truly so devoid of warmth? If we mistrust outsiders, it is only because so many of them have brought chaos on the Twelveswood, and such sins of theirs are not soon forgotten. Yet I suppose we might endeavor to be a little less cold. Two quest offerings. Tetasosa, should I say. You're looking for an iron snaffle. if I remember correctly, somebody mistook it as like a nut, and they attempted to eat it. Oh no, he mistook an iron snaffle as a nut, and he attempted to eat it. What the? This isn't a... Oh, I must have mistaken this metal bit for a nut whilst out foraging for food in the forest. A spare snaffle, misplaced by some sorry soul from Tree Speak Stables. That is a bit of a tongue twister, I suspect. Let's try to say that again. A spare snaffle misplaced by some sorry soul from Tree Speak Stables, I suspect. It was in their vague vicinity that I amassed the majority of my mastical morsels. Well, I've already had a hefty helping of these here nuts, so I won't be walking for a while. Might I trouble you to take this to Tree Speak Stables in my stead? Prior to parting, pray speak to Barnabantant at the Yellow Serpent Gate. Listen well to his directions or you're liable to get lost. What on earth are you talking about? Like, you just walk out the gates and you head straight, and it's on your left. Like, how complicated... Like, people in this city have a lot of trouble and a lot of difficulty traveling short distances. Like this kid who needed his tools. It would take... If you walked at a very, very leisurely pace... Oh, wait. Does the quest want me... The quest wants me to speak to Barnabant. Alright, let us speak to Barnabant and get the directions. We can't just go to the stables ourselves, because that would be crazy. On an errand for that glutton of a Lalafell? Aye, past this gate and to the west you'll find Tree Speak Stables. If memory serves, that iron snaffle of yours looks like the kind they use in chocobo bridles. Bodwine would be the fellow to ask about that, of course. He looks after the chocobos there, you see, and it could well be that he has need of that snaffle. Okay. Now, there's a quest in World of Warcraft that kind of is like that. And that's the one that teaches you how to use a griffin. The quest that teaches you how to use their flying services. Because towards the beginning of the game, you'll end up having a quest that just has you ferrying an object to the main city, and then going back to whatever outskirt town you came from. And instead of the quest directing you straight to the person in the city, the quest sends you to the Griffin Rider, or whatever the Horde used to travel first, so that you learn where those flight positions are and how to use them. Where's that damn thing gone this time? Eh? Oh, I ain't looking for a chocobo, though one of the birds is becoming a proper bloody handful. No, it's the snaffle for her bridle that I'm after. Bugger's gone and vanished, see? Now, notice they only have one snaffle per... our snaffles are made special, see? To fit each chocobo's beak, so replacing even a tiny snaffle like the one in your... Bugger me! Is that it? Aye, 'tis the self-same one that we lost. But why is it so sticky? And are these teeth marks? Also, does that say something about the softness of the snaffle, or the hardness of the Lalafell tooth? If said, like it's an iron snaffle, did he try to bite into it so hard? Small metal bit used in the set of chocobo reins. There appear to be several deep bite marks in the iron. Stranger, I don't know what foul beast's gob ye found this in, or what providence delivered ye, the hero that slew it, to me here today, but ye've me deepest thanks. With this here snaffle, I can finally get back to trading that yellow-feathered menace of mine. Take this with my thanks. Do I want a tabard? No. Alright, let's stick around. We've completed all of the Gridania quests except for the next story quest, that being to the Bannock. But let's stick around the North Shroud for just a little while longer. If you got a mind to make yourself useful, why don't you cull some Mittlins for us? We train a lot of chocobos here, see, and the young guns go wild when they get a sniff of a Mittlin. And some even throw their bloomin' riders. Let me tell you, it ain't easy training a chocobo when she drops you on your head every time she sees a shadow. We've been getting nowhere with the birds lately. If you could rid us of a few Mittlins, we'd be in your debt. I can. Only 6 is required. No more, no less of these giant bugs, which, like, for the level they're at, like, they're kind of gross and disgusting. Like, imagine if you saw one of these giant bugs scurrying around your home. But then they're only, like, level 3, so... That's... They're level 3, and they're also, not hostile. So it's kind of like there's a specific line from the book, A Scanner Darkly, that's kind of echoed in the movie a little bit, where this lady asks the main characters to kill a bug in her home. And, like, they kill the bug. I think it was just a spider. And they say, oh, just so you know, like, that spider doesn't bite or anything. It wouldn't have done anything. And then she says, if I knew it was harmless, I would have killed it myself. Which I feel is a fantastic line. But, like, these mitlings are relatively harmless and non-hostile. So I wonder exactly what about them is spooking the chocobo. Especially since you've got Ixel right over there. They're right there. They are hostile. Like, I wouldn't be jumping at shadows. I'd be like, holy crap, there are bad guys right across the street that want to kill me. But let us turn in this quest. We have killed some bugs. Thank ye for the help. We can finally get back to training the young birds. Chocobos are skittish by nature, see, and training them... This guy says the word see a lot. And training them takes a deal of patience. It don't make the task any easier that soldiers and adventurers tend to ride them towards danger, rather than away from it. Any road, we're grateful for your help. Here's a small token of our gratitude. Money. I can decline? What happens if you decline a quest complete? Do you decide you don't actually want the money? Alright, Bodwine, what else have you got for me? We haven't forgotten how you helped us with the Mittlins. Speaking of which, if you've got a bit of time to spare, could I trouble you to gather some aphids? You can find them living in the tangled undergrowth near Blessed Bud. But don't be surprised if your presence attracts a starving ladybug or two. They're rather fond of the wee Vilekin, you see. Then, when you've gathered the aphids, deliver them to Captain Guthert over at Etat's Spire and tell him Treespeak Stables sends its regards. Alright. Which is sending me back to, the location in which I did the class quest for Conjurer, which is, again, directly within the path of a, what are these things called? Fate. It seems to be my fate to try to get in this area. Oh, that's like a giant Mittlin. I could fight it, but first I'll deal with this tangled undergrowth. Not a ladybug. that drinks the dew of the tree. Alright, Ladybug is dead. You see, I would argue that fighting this, doing fates at this point in the game is kind of pointless. Like, you just get experience and money. But later on in the game, when you join a guild, I think is the name of it, you also get other rewards for completing fates. And then you can always auto-adjust your level to whatever the fate is, so you always get rewards. But let's see if we could take this guy on by ourselves. I'll probably have to heal up once or twice. Where on earth is my health bar? There it is. I suppose that goes to show how often I have been actually paying attention to my health. And at this stage of the game, like, you don't really have to worry that much. And alas, I wish I had an ability to get rid of his slowdown. Hold on. They, apparently, the game updated, and it redid all of my shortcuts. So I'm trying to hit the button for the shortcut, and it is not healing me. There we go. Yeah, this will be fine. Although the thing is, Shuba is level 3, so he's not necessarily that big of a problem for myself at level 6, I think. Plus, I have the ability to heal myself, which is always a convenience. And he's dead. See, I got like 420 experience, 6 gil. Not exactly that that interesting. Oh, and I didn't even bother picking up the aphids. All right, Gutritz. Here are your aphids. What's that? You have something for me? These tiny Vilekin gather on the young leaves of various forest foliage to feed. Ah, aphids, or aphids, from Bodwine. This is indeed a blessing. What use have we for aphids, you ask? Why, they're oil, of course. There is naught better for maintaining our weapons. Were it not for your timely delivery, I would have been forced to send a sentry to replenish our dwindling supplies. I'll have to thank Bodwine personally, and thanks to you as well, friend. I'm not your friend, buddy. And let's do one quest for you. Ah, Nella, just the person. Your efforts on the behalf of Treespeak Stables mark you out as a genuine talent. If you have confidence in your battlecraft, mayhap you would agree to help us in our fight against the Ixal. According to the reports, Ixali scouts have been sighted by the river, due west of here. Though the area is uninhabited, borders Treespeak Stables and Blessed Bud. We mean to drive them off before they can threaten our people. If several of their scouting parties were to be summarily dispatched, it might give their leaders cause to doubt the wisdom of their plan. Slay 2 Ixali dull talons, 2 Ixali lost wings, and 2 Ixali slowbeaks. Show them the price they must pay for setting foot in our territory. By systematically wiping out extremely specific groups of them. But first, let's take on some Midge Swarms, who are higher level than me, but that is fine because I have the ability to heal myself. And the Midge Swarms are dealt with, and I leveled up, so that's always good. I've got other problems to take care of, other fish to fry. Specifically 2 of each class for some reason. Like, and that is always kind of like this strange staple of MMOs. The idea that you must fight specific numbers of specific types. You're not just trying to reduce the amount of Ixali in the neighborhood, you're also attempting to reduce the specific classes as well. Which sometimes makes these kinds of quests kind of a pain in the butt. Because, like, depending on the size of the group, depending on how many random class types have regenerated or spawned, like, sometimes it can be very tricky to find specific units that you're looking for. I have fond memories back in the day playing World of Warcraft. There was an early quest in what is the name of the starting woods? It's like the where Goldshire is. Anyway, there is a early quest where you have to fight a bunch of Murlocs. I don't know who you are, so unfortunately, I'm going to have to look at your details. I don't know if I'm really ready to join a free company at this moment, because I don't really know how dedicated I'm going to be at this game. So anyway, like, there's a specific quest where you have to kill like a bunch of Murlocs of specific types. And they all kind of linger amongst each other, and often you'll end up pulling both types at the same time, which is fine until you have defeated all of one specific type. And then you're like, oh wait, now I need to kill that other class of Murloc, and all I see is the one I've already completed. But for now, let us return to Guthrit and acquire our reward. It was bloody work, but it had to be done. Your service to Gridania will not be forgotten. Thanks to you, we now have time to plot our next move. We could muster our forces and take the battle to the Birdmen, or consolidate our defenses before they return. I must needs consult with the commander. And alright, one more quest for the day, and then I will move on with my life to other things. Paulmont, what have you got for me? You've come to lend me a hand, have you? Well then, you're welcome to a task from my seemingly never-ending list. I'll need you to head west along the road and scrub down 2 of the Malm stones. I swear by Nafika, those signs accumulate dirt and grime with almost unnatural haste. Speak with Kajawana at Treespeak Stables once you've seen to them. She'll be glad to hear the Malm stones are clean, for the next 3 bells at least. How long is a bell? How does one define the passage of time of a bell? Now I'm trying to remember what book I was reading. Oh yeah, The Name of the Wind, where this guy asks how far something is, and the person he talks to is like, oh, it's like 2 or 3 days. And then he's like, no, I want distance, not time. And like he's told it's multiple leagues in a certain direction, and that the word league as a way of measuring distance is meaningless because it has no defined function. Like what is the definition of a bell? Is it by hour? Is it every time midnight rings? Either way, they're clean for now, until the next adventurer shows up to do this quest. What's that? You've been cleaning malmstones? Why, thank you. With all the chores that need doing around here, I was afraid they would be left to get even filthier. It's not just that they're an eyesore, by the way. In that state, the creatures around here are wont to lay their eggs on them. As to why, well, I can only assume their preferred nesting trees are in short supply these days. Be that as it may, we can't have monsters hatching from roadside signs. These paths are dangerous enough as it is. Perhaps a sprinkling of stink brew would keep the beasts away. Thank you for watching. Questions, comments, recommendations for something to play next? Comment down below or send it on over to itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. That's itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. So long for now.